Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
The barber picked up a magazine, showed me a picture of Jason Statham and went, see, it's going to be all right. Welcome to another episode of Drum and Drummer, episode 32.
What's up?
What's up, Ben? How are you?
Yeah, man. All good.
Yeah?
Been nice weather, hasn't it?
I'm all right.
Sort of. Yeah?
Yeah. Carry on.
It's been pretty nice weather.
Yeah, it's been nice weather. Nice weather today.
Yeah. I had a nice walk into work. But I get very paranoid about being sunburnt because I can get sunburnt very easily. So I put my sun cream on, even for the 20-minute walk to work.
Yeah.
And I just get that kind of sun lotion.
The sticky feel.
Yeah, and just that I don't feel fresh, and then, gets on my hands and I have to keep washing my hands.
Yeah.
But protecting myself from that big old ball of fire that sits in the sky.
I was going to say, if you don't get skin cancer, then it's worth it for feeling sticky.
Yeah.
It
swings and roundabouts.
It is. It's the yin and the yang.
Yeah.
It's, the balance of life. Do you go with skin cancer or do you go with feeling a bit sticky? I'm going to dive right in.
Please dive.
We've had some comments on the Instagram.
Oh,
and I shouldn't sound that excited because it makes it seem like
do you know what? We bloody love it when people
we do.
touch.
We do.
Because sometimes you feel like you're shouting into a void.
Yeah.
And no one's listening. Quite like our gigs.
Yeah.
You're like, is anyone...
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
Do I need to be here?
I mean, if you think about... It's a bit like those videos. You ever watch those videos where it starts at the Earth and then zooms out backwards and it goes through our solar system and then a bit more and then it goes into another solar system.
Yeah.
And it keeps going to the point where you think, well, why am I worried about anything? You know what I mean? You could do so many mental things and in the end, everyone will one day forget about it all,
Yeah.
Even Hitler.
It's just all pointless.
Yeah, one day everyone will have forgotten about Hitler, the universe in the world. Who do you reckon will be the last remembered person? I mean, Jesus is up there of humankind.
I think that'll go one day.
What, Jesus?
That whole religion thing.
Yeah. Do you reckon religion will completely go and then there'll still be humans?
Yeah,
maybe. Die out with...
I don't know. We'll look back at it and go, I mean, not us, not in our lifetime, but you look back and go, what were we doing? That was silly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was actually a bit silly.
Literally.
But I think long before then, the world will be engulfed by the flames of its own destruction.
Yep. Right. That leads us perfectly on to, we had a comment from Jackamus. Is that how you pronounce it?
Sure, yeah. I mean, his name's Jack.
But it says Jackamus, so I'm going to say Jackamus. Jackamoos. We've never met. This is George talking. I apologize if I said your name wrong. But he tagged us in, you're going to love this, Ben, a video of a bride playing drums at her own wedding. What are your thoughts on that?
Fuck off. Just...
Yeah.
I saw this. I did see this video independently, and I just thought, nah. Yeah. And I think what annoyed me more was that it was like the way it was being received by people was that she was amazing and she was fine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that's nothing, but no. I've not seen sort of the post reaction to it, which you have.
Well,
which I think is going to bring me some sweet, sweet joy.
Yeah. So, what, as in how she saw herself afterwards? Because, I mean, that's
from what you say, she's absolutely lapping up the infamy.
Yeah. I went on her account and she basically said, something along the lines of I am the internet's bride. And she did this video and she said, "Hello, internet. Thank you for all watching my drum video," which is insane.
Shoot myself in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. So in her head, everyone has seen this video, which is I said, not for me to be bitter. We can't both be bitter on this podcast, but my God, like I almost wanted to unwatch it, give her one less view, just to, but it is without banging on about it. You're getting married. Everyone is already there for you. Why are you playing, why do you need more attention?
Yeah,
But,
and it seems like she's absolutely loving the attention. I mean, calling yourself the internet's bride.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Just
yeah. We wish you well. We also had another comment.
Okay.
On our latest
Talk to me.
Our latest post, Paul Butler.
Ah.
So I don't know Paul. You know Paul?
I know Paul very well.
So Paul, he mentioned, because we mentioned Neil's gig with the retrospective soundtrack players.
Who Paul was a member of, yeah.
Yeah, and he said, because we mentioned in the last episode about how they got to a gig, it was...
this was the gig in Preston.
Yeah.
And Paul went, go to Preston, turn right at Staples.
Yeah. And he commented, it was indeed Preston, the Mad Ferret, Manchester accent was the venue. I think sat navs were a thing, but I don't need them. Photographic road memory. So, fascinating. A different time. But thanks for your comment, Paul.
Paul, I saw Paul the other week. We went for dinner with our good friend Martin. We three of us used to live together, and there's this new place in Whiteley opened up called Jurassic Grill.
Nice.
And it's like a dinosaur-themed restaurant with like dinosaur-themed burgers and foods and stuff. Fucking impossible to get into. So we tried our luck, couldn't get in. We went somewhere else. But I've literally
drawn
forgotten.
A blank.
Yep. Absolutely drawn a blank.
That's staying in.
Yeah. I literally can't remember. Literally cannot remember what I was saying. Well, no, I think Paul said he'd been listening to the podcast.
Yes.
Which was really nice. And I think he did mention he hadn't been, he wasn't, I mentioned the story, it was possibly that story or another story that involved Paul. And I didn't name check him. So there you go, Paul.
There you go, Paul.
Fat little cunt.
What was his directions to the Jurassic Grill? Was it something like get to Whiteley and find the post stop?
Get to Whiteley and turn left. I think will pretty much get you there. Yeah. I gave him a lift though, so.
Oh, fair.
But, and this is also, right, so I picked Paul up. He's recently moved house.
Was this the thing you were going to say?
No, but this is even better. And I knew he lived near Neil, but I'd never been round that part of past Neil's house. You had to go past. I'd never been past there. So I went to pick Paul up, go to Neil's and just keep going, which was, again, another beautiful direction.
Yeah.
And I turned this corner, and I had Martin in the car. And Martin was like, oh, it's this house. And it's number 69. Classic Paul.
Yeah.
But turns out it's the same. He lived literally, it's like 5 or 6 houses down from where Fat Luke grew up.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a throwback.
And that's where I would pop round for a $5.
Amazing.
The circle is complete.
There you go.
How
I think
is that?
Done with the pod now then.
Yeah, I think we can. We've
done it.
Created
Thanks everyone.
Thank you very much.
This has been Drum and Drummer. Good night.
Yeah.
Cool. Drum wise. Oh wait.
Yes.
Have we had any more?
Well, we were tagged in a tweet by my mother, actually. My Mutter. Jay Rayner, food critic. I think he's a food critic. He was obviously watching Glastonbury. And he said, I miss the days when drummers had the name of the band they were playing in on the bass drum. Made things so much easier when you came in halfway through a set. Oh, sorry. Made things so much easier when you came in halfway through a set. Hashtag Glastonbury 2022. Hashtag old git. So obviously mum's, something to do with drums. Let's tweet the pool drummers in.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever had a band name on the front of your kick skin?
Well, you're asking two questions here. Have I ever actually paid for one, or have I just painted it? Because in the old days, I just paint the name on.
Okay.
So I did used to, yeah. With City Skies, I painted it. It looked proper nice. But I've never got a proper...
Never got one
personalized, printed.
Yeah.
Why? Have you?
No. And I've kind of like always wanted to get one.
Yeah.
For like every band I'm in. I think especially with like Oxygen Thief, I was like, that'd be really cool, especially like doing tours and stuff.
Yeah.
But then the problem is like I use the same kit for weddings.
Yeah.
And then just turning up and having like Oxygen Thief or something on the kick drum, and even like, you could have, freshman year, like the wedding band, but I do so many different bands. The effort of taking that kick skin off or changing it.
Oh my God, yeah.
It just seems so.
Especially for a function band, it wouldn't feel. Also, some agencies put you out under another name. So
Absolutely.
Bloody confusing. I think what I used to do, I used to just get some tape, sort of just thin wire tape, and tape the name on.
That was quite.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You can do it DIY, can't you? Do it yourself. Yeah. But I would still love to have a proper printed one.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what's interesting is I know.
Do you know what? I know what you should do. Because rather than have your band, right?
Yeah.
You should. I've seen some drummers have their own logo.
Yeah.
For being a drummer, for being a sort of, it's very popular these days, isn't it? Like brand identity even as an individual. You even see like footballers, like Marcus Rashford had his own logo, and things like that. But like, you could have one that was like GP, but done in the like Jurassic Park font for the initials.
Cool. Yeah.
And you could have like the map, like their signs for each bit of the dinosaur park. You could have like the map of Isla Sorna or Isla Nublar, right? Yeah. And then which is yellow, and then the silhouette is of your face rather than like the dinosaur skull.
I like it.
That'd be cool because then you can use that in any band.
Yeah.
Like, that's I'm GP boy. I'm GP motherfucker.
This is it. Although they might think I'm also a local doctor.
True.
A GP, They might go.
You should find the shittest logo from a general practice.
Yeah.
And then copy that.
Well, have I told the logo story on here before? Just as another diversion of the jump the gun situation.
Oh, I mean, not on here, I don't think. No.
I'll tell it quickly. So, my old band, Jump the Gun, we were looking for someone to create a logo for us, and we outsourced some. We got a mate of a mate to do it. And what they did, there's a clothes shop in Brighton called Jump the Gun, and they just took the Jump the Gun logo off their website and sent it to us. And we were like, this is pretty good. And so we started using it on our website and everything. And then we got an email one day from the shop owner saying, why are you using my logo? And we're like, fuck, we had no idea. We got dropped right in it. I can't remember what I was going to say. What were you talking about? Oh, kick drums. So a lot of singers, that is actually their goal. Even if they're not drummers or don't know much about drums, I know that is a goal of, especially like pop artists who are solo acts. They always want their name on their drummer's kick drum skin. I remember when I was playing for someone once and they were like, oh, my dream is for my name to be on your kick drum. And I was like, oh, it is
100 quid, you can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. It doesn't just appear.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could buy one yourself. But cool.
What color is your front of your kick drum skin? Your
white.
White.
Yeah, because what I used to do is have white and then I get black tape. I always thought that was quite cool. It felt like the Hives or like, a band that's very like black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's black. But I'd love to get one day.
Red tape.
I mean, get a drum and drummer one with our fat nonsense on the front.
I did. I mean, our logo on a kit would be insane.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, SJC and British Drum Company. I'm looking at you.
Is it?
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah, why not?
See you in a bit. Welcome back. Welcome back. George, I am, as host of this podcast, I am welcoming you back.
Thank you.
Into this episode.
Did you notice how I started the episode this week?
You went straight in.
Rare. I shocked you.
Yeah. I was stunned.
Yeah. We all were.
Stunned, and I was impressed.
Thank you.
With
Appreciate
your
that.
Initiative, your confidence.
Well, yeah.
And I think a lot of that's emulating from the fact you're wearing your I ran the half marathon t-shirt.
Yeah, wait till I wear the full marathon t-shirt next week. Oh, Christ. The confidence will be.
Are you are you doing
palpable.
A marathon?
Did one, didn't I?
When? What?
April.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you want, shall I get, I'll get the other shirt out for the next episode.
Yeah, you have to now, yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you very well. I'll say, because that was loud, wasn't it? I'll say we sort of start recording, but we never plan who starts it.
Yeah, we kind of, I think we have to just jump in.
Yeah.
Because we do, not to peek behind the curtain of that is the shambles of this podcast.
Yeah.
But we start the Zoom call and then we go, right, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
And then I do my tree beard thing where I just sit in silence because my brain's just going, what do we do? And I think slowly. Neil calls it my tree bearding. And but sometimes you just got to go. Just go.
Just got to go.
You got to jump in the pool, haven't you?
Yeah.
Just run into the sea.
Yeah.
Get the water above your shoulders and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And they say that, and then I got stung by a fucking jellyfish.
Well, I've never
ruined that
done
holiday, didn't it?
I've never done bungee jumping, but when you watch people and
I'm definitely never doing
2,
that.
1, go. And then if you don't go, you'll never go.
Yeah, never go. I'm never doing bungee jump. I'm never doing it. No.
No, fair enough.
Absolutely never doing it. No.
Do you're not even curious a little bit?
Nope.
Fair enough.
No.
I think I will one day, but have to see. You have to go to another. You can't really do it in England. I mean, you can, but if you're gonna do it, you may as well do it.
You got to do it when you're travelling around Australia and New Zealand.
Exactly.
Fuck off. Anyway.
Taking pictures with tranquilized elephants in Vietnam.
Anyway. Done any drumming?
Oh yeah. Well, right. So the other week,
of course he has.
The other week I played
Absolute player.
An impromptu gig with Slater, who I'd mentioned before on the pod.
Cat Slater from EastEnders.
Exactly.
Just got arrested for being abusive towards a police officer. What?
I was trying to think of more Slaters. I can't think of any more. Nigel Slater, the chef.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. He's probably the most famous Slater I can think of.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so he messaged me on a Thursday one week. He said, "Hey mate, I got a gig on a Tuesday. Do you want to do it?"
Podcast release day.
Yeah.
That's probably why he contacted
you. He prompted me. He goes, "I can't think of any drummers." And then, that's Drum and Drummer, new episode release. He goes, "Oh yeah, George, forgot about him." So I got a gig on next Tuesday. Can you do it? I said, "Yeah, let's do it. It'd be fun.
Sure.
Something to do in it." There's nothing on telly that night.
You're not busy?
No. So one of those gigs were very last minute and very kind of thrown together. We had a rehearsal on the Sunday and the bass player couldn't make it, but we went through the songs and they were just fun indie songs to play, sort of indie rock, kind of like Catfish and the Bottlemen, that kind of vibe. And then we had the gig on Tuesday and we had another rehearsal before the gig. And yeah, it was a good gig. It was in London. I can't remember where. One of those just a small venue in London. Could have been called the anything, like the Cat and Dog Cellar or the Wanky Mouse or the shitty Bog Brush. I don't know. The
Nervous Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the gig was great.
The Fat Little Owl.
That'd be more a pub. That'd be a country pub in East Sussex. the Fat Little Owl, where you go for a roast.
Do you know who'd be the landlord? Paul Butler.
Yeah. And his directions to get there.
Just on the website.
Yeah.
Just go
to Sussex and turn left.
Turn left. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, the gig was good, but it was you'll like this. Actually, this is something I can tell you about the gig. I charted out all the songs.
Good boy.
But I learned them like beyond the charts, if that makes sense. So I learned them to a point where I didn't really need the charts. And then
that feels like a self-help book.
Beyond
like
the
for
charts.
drummers, yeah. George Pickering, Beyond the Charts, or not even self-help, just like your autobiography or something. Yeah. You know, you've like unlocked the power of drumming.
Yeah.
And mental beyond the charts.
Beyond the charts. So I went beyond the charts, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. So we're playing the gig, and I can't remember what song we were playing, but I went, I'll just check the chart, and it threw me off. And it was the first time I was like, I should have just judged, I knew what I was doing, but then the chart threw me off. And it was the first time I was like, that hasn't helped. But it was also because it was there, I wanted to look at it. So that was an interesting thing. But the gig was good. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like what I said the other week. It was a quick gig. I mean, I think we were on for half an hour.
Yeah,
and you go,
30, yeah.
That's done, And then I had to get the train back because the next morning I was doing a recording session with our friend Archie, whom you have played drums for before.
Yeah.
And now it's my turn.
So this is a tale of absolute deceit. And
yeah, I'll leave this bit to you just to get it all out.
So Archie sings in one of my wedding bands, great lad. I've drummed on stuff. He's recorded stuff here at the Blacksmiths. And he went to record some stuff at another studio, which he has an affiliation to. And he got you in on drums.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could say, you got the gig on drums maybe because you owned the studio. I got in probably on pure talent, but... No, I'm joking. No, but I mean, the studio is 10 minutes from your studio as well, so it's not very even close, like. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was very quick. Went in there. It was a new song he's doing, and yeah, just a couple of takes, and then back on the train by midday. Lovely. So I was knackered.
Just sort of
the night before.
What
do you want to know?
Well, just I guess like you've drummed a lot here at the Blacksmiths.
Yeah.
And obviously I have. And I don't think I've recorded anywhere else since I did a session at Airedale Studios in London for Sony back in 2009 or 10.
Yeah.
So I've obviously really got no need to go anywhere else. So, and that's not to say that's a good thing, But obviously you went and drummed you're a sort of wandering hermit. Or whatever, you walk in the lakes, walk in the rivers.
Drum slut,
absolute drum slut. Yeah. So just, I don't know. Did it feel? How did it feel to you going somewhere else? And
it was different. It was definitely different. But it's
going to be a different room. It's going to be a different workflow, a different setup, all that.
Yeah. It was definitely different. But I tell you what was good was it was sort of I had a confidence that I don't think I would have had I not done a lot of recording at the old Blacksmiths, because it could have been...
You knew what you were doing. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, and just in a sort of...
you felt like Billy Big Bollocks walking in.
I did.
Yeah, I'm coming down to this level. Yeah.
Just in a matter of fact way. Sure. Well, I had Neil's voice in my head going, okay, let's do a take, and then we'll sort of... We'll assess and we'll go, okay, how can that, because I'd say that was the only thing was, I did the first take and then Archie was like, yeah, that was cool. Should we do another one? And I was like, no, I'm going to come back in and then we'll discuss it, and not in a sort of, I'm right, but in a sort of, let's talk through what we, and I think that was learnt from, whereas if I hadn't have learnt other things, I might have just gone, yeah, let's do another take.
Question. Did you use your drum kit?
No, use drum kit there, but I used my snare and cymbals and kick
what
pedal.
kit
obviously.
did they have?
I can't remember what the brand was, but it was nice. It was good kick sound. You know, one up, one down, toms, and it was just a quick sesh. And then I'll be honest, I didn't hang around.
Why would
as soon as I'd finished, I got on the train back, and then to be honest, I was falling asleep by the time I was on the bus in Brighton. But you know what I will say about that whole, because it was quite a long week from because that was on a Wednesday. The week before that was my first gig with my new function band.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I think the last podcast I was about to do that, and we were speaking about tomorrow. It was like my first gig with this new function band.
Yes.
I could be wrong, but that was like, it was like a lot of things that were kind of not stressful, but okay, I really have to think about that. So it was like that gig, and then I had a gig with you on bass that weekend.
Yeah.
I think, and then the day
that
after,
was easy, wasn't it? That was
that was a nice
gig.
one.
Yeah.
And then the day after was rehearsal in London, and then Tuesday rehearsal and gig, and then the next morning wake up and do. But it was like, even though Monday was technically I wasn't working, I was still like, right, I got to try out this song, and I got to remember I know this, and you know. And by Wednesday, I got home at some point in the afternoon. I felt battered, but like in a good way. You know when you have a week of work, and when you're leading up to that week, you're going, this is going to be mental. You know, if you have a run of gigs and they're all over the place, or you have, you know, in your case, like a recording session, then
and that's
whatever.
the thing, because it's often the case. Like, you can have a really busy week, but everything you're doing within that week is different.
Yeah.
So it's not like some jobs where you're really busy, but you're kind of in the same place every day.
Yeah.
Doing the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
This is, you're traveling here, you're traveling there, you're rehearsing for this in 4 days' time, but tomorrow you've got something else.
Yeah.
And you're spinning plates, aren't you?
You are.
On all these sort of things, and you have to be very, you know, quite on it with your time management.
Yeah.
And prioritizing what's important to practice now for then. When have I got the chance to look at this, and just all that sort of thing.
Yeah, even just going to London twice and just lugging around a snare and a cymbal case and a kick. But you know, that's heavy shit.
Did you get the tube with your cymbals and snare?
I did.
Did anyone try and talk to you?
No, but I always feel like people look at my cymbal case and go, what the fuck is that? Because it's a circular case. I think they think I've got a circular suitcase for some reason. And they go, why is he, you know, non-drummers? They go, what are you doing?
I had someone think
talk to me
I had to get the tube a lot with my trombone, and I had a soft case at one point. And I remember people constantly, like, I remember someone like thinking it was golf clubs on my back, you know. Yeah. And I had one, I in London, I had my snare and cymbals, did a gig with Mordecai and got the tube back, and there was pissed people on the tube, you know, at 11:30, whatever. Oh, you're a drummer, are you? Oh, Christ, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then it's like they think it's a ticket to talk to you. Do you know what I mean?
Are you not a fan of people talking to you on the tube?
No. Oh, right. This is a tube story.
Yeah, go on. Shoot.
And so I got the tube. I was on the Central Line heading home to East London, and I'd had a couple of beers, but I wasn't pissed. There's another story where I threw up on myself after.
Why aren't we hearing
downing
that
a bottle of champagne? Oh, I could tell it to you if you want.
Yeah. We'll have that one next.
And I sat on the tube, and it was fairly empty. And there was a lady sat not next to me, but a couple of seats down. And you know, you got those advertisements above the seats, and you can see them like the opposite side. And one of them said, you have 3 stops to find out where the person sat next to you is headed.
Right.
And it was an advert for like gathering intelligence for like MI6.
Right.
Like, can you basically find out information from people?
And
so I had a couple of beers, and I just turned to this woman who was reading a book, and I just said, oh, excuse me, what stop are you getting off at? And she looked at me, and I said, oh, there's this advert up top.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm just asking because of that, you know. Yeah. And she just stood up and walked down the tube.
Amazing.
And I totally get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it that some guy's just going, well, are you getting off the tube? But I so quickly pointed to the advert.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I'm just doing this. Like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I don't blame her.
No, my God.
Yeah.
I
Do you
mean,
want the vomits gone?
No, I'll just say I don't know how that could have gone any. There's no. What were they expecting with that sign? Surely they must have thought,
Yeah.
this could get a bit worrying. Anyway, yes, please with the vomit story.
Okay. Working at SingStar. The game was very successful. So there was just cash flying around that place. Parties all the time. We did SingStar ABBA, so an entire disc of SingStar songs, but it was all ABBA.
Yeah, I sang it at a party.
Did you?
Yeah. Not that long ago. Yeah.
And they threw a launch party for that particular version, and they rented out this like nightclub in Soho, and we after work went and got lagered up at the subsidised canteen. Then we went to the pub, and then we went to this club, and it was like raffle tickets to get free drinks. And like somehow we knew someone who just had all the raffle tickets. And then within the party, they had a karaoke competition doing SingStar ABBA. So me and a few of the boys decided to get up and do one of the songs. We won the competition. A few bottles of champagne came our way. I just remember being in the middle of that dance floor under the disco ball, just pouring champagne into my mouth from the bottle. And into each, we were just, and then I was like, went to get the last tube home, and it was only when I sat down on the tube did it really hit me. Oh wow, yeah. And I don't know whether it's just the movement of the tube or just the fact that like I can't get out now.
Yeah.
And it just hit me with like the spinnies, and I was like, okay, so the Central line headed from Central London out to, I could get off at Stratford, but I was like, if I get off at Liverpool Street, I can catch a train. But I was like, at least I can get off at Liverpool Street a bit earlier, go and get some air, get some, head out of the tube.
Yeah.
So I did, and then I was like, waited for the train, and then I got on the train. It wasn't very busy, and it's only like a 10-minute ride to my flat. And I was just sat there with my head in my hands on like a 4-seater thing with no one else there. And the train just as it was pulling into Stratford, and I was going to get off at the next stop.
Yeah.
Just as it pulled in, just vomited through my hands onto my coat, my lap, my shoes, onto the floor. And then the train just pulled into Stratford, where a lot of people were getting on.
Oh, bless you.
So I just got off the train.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a 10-minute walk to my flat.
Yeah.
So I just got off and walked as quickly as I could, covered in vomit.
Wow.
And I walked home, and I got home, and my girlfriend at the time was already in bed and woke up to me. She came into the kitchen, and I was fully naked, putting my entire clothes, including my coat and shoes, into the washing machine.
Amazing.
And I was like, because this will be subtle. Do you know what I mean? And quiet. And she was like, what are you doing? I was like, huh? Just stood there, like, in my pants. She's like, don't. Yeah.
Did anyone getting on the train see you like and go?
I tried to move so quickly without, with my head down. But obviously, they'd have got on and then just seen like a pile of sick.
Jesus.
So, not one of my proudest days.
No,
for sure. But
when you're celebrating SingStar ABBA,
that's it.
Things like that are bound to happen.
Yeah, when you're working on one of the biggest selling social games of the noughties.
Yeah. Probably the biggest singing game ever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, big time.
Cool. Tom of the week?
Sure, let's do it.
Tom of the week. That's a lovely Tom.
Some people have been suggesting that I'm running low of Toms.
Yeah. Who? Is that your mum tweeting you again?
Just constantly. You'll never think of another one. That's surely it. That's surely all the Toms out there. Week. No, the bag of Toms is wondrous, and the bag is plentiful.
Yeah.
And the bag will provide. It's Tom Green.
Tom Green.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's that weird American comedian. Was in that film Freddy Got Fingered.
I'm going to Google
done
him.
Some very disgusting pranks and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what I've seen him in.
He was in Road Trip. He had a part in Road Trip.
What, with Seth Rogen?
No. These films are before your time, boy.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Road Trip was like the kind of next American Pie.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Have they got is Stifler in it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm having a look at the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was in this film called Freddy Got Fingered, and it was really weird. Something really weird. I swear there's something with like a dead deer. He does something with a dead deer. I don't know. Anyway, he's just a bit of a nutter.
He looks odd.
Yep.
You know, he
Very
looks odd.
It was that sort of late 90s, early noughties period, you know.
Freddy Got Fingered as 11% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. This is insane. Good. Well done, Tom.
Yeah.
Green. Right, anything in the drum dumpster?
There is this week, actually, mate.
What the hell is that? You got tossed into the right dumpster.
Fucking Jesus.
I saw this on Instagram,
Mm.
and this is a kind of I guess like a little small business shout out.
Yeah.
AKA Parenting Hell. This is Top Banana Drums.
Yeah.
And a little, I think, UK-based, family-run business who are using 3D printing to manufacture little bits and bobs for drummers and drums.
Yeah.
And a couple of things. The one thing I saw on Instagram, they've made these like cymbal toppers, and they're like 3D printed. And then they've got these flexible Velcro kind of little L shapes or straight lines or another shape for like putting markers on your drum mat.
Yeah.
So you can put everything exactly where it needs to be.
Mm.
And you'd think I'd be the sort of person to use them, considering, broccoli. Absolute broccoli.
I was trying not to call you out on it, but Jesus. What did you have for lunch?
You'd think that I'd love to have that sort of thing, because you know how precise I am with my kit.
Yeah.
In its positioning. But yeah, Top Banana Drums, just little.
But,
have you ever used markers on your drum mat?
No, I haven't. I was going to say, I feel like you sort of stopped mid-sentence. You feel like you'd expect you to have it, but you wouldn't, is what you're going to say?
Well, I just never have.
Yeah, I feel like you're so precise, you wouldn't need them.
And
I mean?
I'm so aware of where everything goes. But I think another reason is the drum mat I use, and maybe we should go deeper into drum mats at some point on another episode. The drum mat I use is this really fucking old pearl one.
Yeah.
It's got this like little wooden wedge built in on the front where the kick drum goes. But the reason I really like that one is that it folds. It's really thin and flexible that it folds up enough to fit in my hardware box.
Yeah.
Whereas like you get those like thick, you know, those protection racket ones, and they fold up, but they don't fold up small.
No.
Or you have to roll them up and carry them separately.
Yep.
And I think if I had those markers on my mat, it would stop the folding to the exact fold I need to fit in my hardware case.
I hear you.
It would hinder me.
Yeah.
In a way, it would benefit my life, but then also hinder.
This is something I think we should actually discuss in other episodes, is where we put all our stuff away. Because I've been thinking about it on gigs. Even like, what order do you set up kits?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Probably should save this discussion of planning episodes till, you know, we're off air. But plan it all now. Plan it as part of the show. I was going to say, I like the drum cymbal toppers though. Are they instead of bolts then?
Well, I don't know. I'd have assumed they're instead of felt. Oh no, hang on. They've got like little screws.
Because if you look, is like
I guess they're.
And then they're
maybe they're the felt as well as the top as the screw.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just need two of them, and you don't need so you essentially you're screwing the felt on. If that makes sense. But we'll tag them in and.
And you know what? As they're a small independent company, I'm not even going to slag them off and say it's all shit and prove us wrong. You know.
No.
Even though that is probably our most famous catchphrase.
Maybe we'll actually buy some.
Yeah, we'll buy some.
We'll buy some.
Oh,
And,
£2.40 though, mate. I don't know.
maybe. They do black, pink, and red. What colour would you get?
Red, probably. No, I do, actually. What would go in my gold kit? I think pink, just to go. I've already got gold and sparkly. Let's go pink as well. Have all the flamboyant colours.
Shame they don't do a white one.
Ooh, there's
look
your
nice,
top
wouldn't
banana
it?
drum racist.
No, not because.
Thank you. This has been Drum and
We'll
Drummer.
see you next week. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.